So basically what I've got here seems to work. I did do an experiment with the transparent GUI skin as the main GUI skin and it worked fine. There are a couple of things like the sheet is far too bright. In fact, I should change it just now. There are a couple of things about it that do need change. Maybe I'll just change the sheet immediately though. Inside this sheet. Right, yeah, white is no good at all. It should just be something like alright, yeah, that's the... hang on a second. Okay. So, a sheet. Is it a color? Sheet, yeah. And I don't use it. Pretty strange. So this could be color type sheet, and this could be sheet inactive, even though they'll be the same. Text and text inactive, and I've got sheet as 0.6. I think that I will set it as NS. Oh. I really wish that thing would go away. It's so annoying. NSC. Yeah, like CT. Okay. CT base. Comma 1.2. I think something else is 1.2. Yeah, bright is, and I think that this will do. Maybe I'll make it 1. No, 1.2. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe 1.4. So just, I won't sit here and fiddle with this for a long time, but out of curiosity, let's just see. There's still a problem with it. I need to set the paper color of a cup of like the file requester or something like that. I need to set it more carefully, basically. But yeah, kind of works. And now, yeah, the text view is, well, it's basically usable anyway. Yeah, that's still no good. I have to figure out. I'll have to look at the table view and make it use a more sensible color. Same with the thingy view that we have here, and that is too dim a scroll bar. But then it's against this bright white. Maybe once I've got the bright white under control, that'll be okay. On the whole though, I actually am fairly pleased with the way it looks. I'll have to look at these two objects. But basically I see that the text thing is fine, and still all of this works fine. So I'm not going to keep these just now, although it is kind of cute to see them layer themselves up. The see-through gadgets aren't really designed to be layered up, you know. But anyway. So, for the time being, I'll stick with standard for most things. And I'll think about how I get the array gadget and the pun gadget into a single thing. And once again, I turn to once again I think to myself, can't wait to start a new project, which will be a very easy, quick to use paint program. Every single time I forget. So in total, will I try and use my pen? I think I will. We'll see how it goes. See if it needs breaking. Okay. Actually, I will just... So... I need to get all the buttons that I need. There's the image buttons. There's the array buttons. And there's both. Save image. Is in both. Save array is just an array. Load image is in both, as is load array. That wasn't well done. As is open latest image and open latest array. All of those are in both. View log is an image. View info, which I haven't actually made yet, but is a thing. The more I think about the stuff you need to know about what's an array, in an array, view info is something. Apply changes is only an array. Save image, load array, open latest image, open latest array. One-to-one and fit are both in both. I forgot what it's called, but use array pause. That's not fitting in, but remember that. Use array pause and the pause slider is an array. Close and add are in both. The title with the name is in both. So a lot of things, and these ones that appear in both. Save image, like load image, load array, open latest image, open latest array. They can all be inside a single open button. Like open, the open button can be a menu, which is latest image, latest array, load array, and load image. And it can, and I think should be there. Saving an array or an image. Wow. I had thought that saving image might go there and save array might appear, and that the title might take up the rest of the space. Right aligned still, I think. The thing is that really the title should probably more clearly say image or array, and if it's going to do that, then it should say image or array : which means left justifying it. I do want to get the close icon away from the top of there. This will be 2 buttons though, in the case of an array being visible. I think fit and one-to-one have to stay down there. I think that add and close should be down here, opposite sort of corner. Apply is difficult. What was the position slider and the use button? Yeah. Well, that's just a weird thing. I don't know about it. Well, it's really difficult. I wonder if I could just get away with a small slider, like one which was the size of a button. The display info button could be below that. It's not very good if this thing is going to open up a drop down menu. In fact, it's not really good at all. It could be up here instead. For either view log or view info, and it could open just below. View info would be, there'd be less in view info than there is in view log. And the apply button, I suppose, could kind of appear down there. I have rethought making the apply button become a change between being sort of active and inactive, depending on whether or not a change has occurred, to the sort of the state of the render or the position of this. It's the 2 things it has to rely on, makes it slightly more annoying, but not much more. But then view log, so save image and save array. They're the weird, well, they are weird ones. They're there and there. Save array might not be there, which means repositioning this, which is annoying, but not that annoying. Open is just, so all of those are taken up. That'd be this, so those top right could be save image, save array. View info and view log are kind of taken up if that's it there. Apply is there. What is this? Yes, use whatever it is. Use array, position and position slider are there and there. One-to-one and fit are there and there. Plus and close are there and there. Having apply right next to close isn't very good. The close button's just a bummer. I suppose apply could go up here, but that's not very good if this thing's going to open a... Apply could go there. Well, one way or another it has to go up here somewhere. Thinking about it, that button will only not be there in the case of an image, which won't have an apply button anyway. So so it won't need repositioning, that's one thing. This will need repositioning depending on whether or not the save array button is present, which is annoying. Like save and having a menu open is... When it's a menu that's going to contain either one item, save image, or two items, save image, save array, I don't know if it's a very good way to use a menu. I think that having the two buttons is better, but then I think... I mean, I just definitely need both buttons. I definitely need them both. And I think it has to be up here. I don't want to put the apply button down here because it might just make it too much associated with this, when really it's to do with the whole shebang, the position here and the state of the, the draw mode things. That's all the buttons. This one being the only one that creates a change in position. Add and minus are right next to each other. No, well, it is like add and minus, except it's close and plus. But again, where is better? Where is better for the close button? Top left? Maybe it is better up there next to open. This is the natural place for it, but it does end up being right next to the close thing there. I'm just umming and ahhing over this, and it's been nearly 20 minutes of it. But this is the way it's going to be. Well, so that, I think... I just can't think of anywhere else for the add and close. I mean, I could put the close up here, but I'd want to move these. And there's not really space here with this being a menu. Could move open over here. Don't like that much. I think I'm going to go with pretty much this. And it seems strange to pack them all in down here, but I think I will keep the apply button down here. And I'll keep the add button down here at least, will I? I could keep apply down there and add. Maybe I just could keep close up here. But then it's right next to info. Don't like that. I think it's just going to have to be down here. It's not as if closing something is the end of the world. You can't lose something by closing its view. You can lose something by doing another render and overwriting the latest render without saving it. But that doesn't happen by closing the view. So I think I'll be alright. I'll keep the apply button here. I'll just have the view log or view info button there. Oh, it's exhausting thinking about it. But let me think a bit more about it. Because here I am in array gadget. And it could become render gadget or view gadget. stuff I don't want to add, but that I just would have to. It would become a pretty big and complicated thing. It's already fairly... Let's have another look at Pungadget. Yeah. Well, let's think about, like, what... Yeah, well, I'm just preparing myself for this, but I'm thinking, think about what goes away. If I actually just take a copy of Pungadget, come to think of it, because I won't spoil Pungadget just yet. I'll still technically allow the image viewer to open for now. Oh, it's a bigger thing than I remembered. Just out of curiosity while I'm here. Let's get all the way down to the graveyard. 4,000, not bad. I mean, the GUI is whatever it is, minus the graveyard. Yeah, GUI's another 1,500. Anyway, back to Pungadget. Make another Pungadget. And call it just rubbish. Think about what won't be needed. Default flags is there anyway. Output directory is not going to happen if this is a thing which exists inside Recursor. It'll just be using output. Our latest pung may or may not be. I don't think so. Default name, yeah, it could be default image name. Pick types, yeah, I can stay. Save button. Like, there's already a save image button, so that won't be needed. There'll be a load image button. Maybe an open latest image, except there won't be load image or open latest buttons. Those will be menu items. So scale 1 button, show all button, close button, add button, path label button. Those are all already there. This, and this are already taken care of. The path thing's taken care of, and the material, yeah. We only need one material, it's one thing or the other being open. Log present and log shown can be kept. Showing latest. Well, this comes down to exactly how I'm going to determine how it does what. So I'll come back to copy logs flag and show add flag. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, show add flag must exist already. So really, there's not much of that, but then, yeah, and most of this kind of... Okay, well, first off, why don't I forget all about this? Let's see. Why am I doing this so slowly? It's to stop me having to think about something harder. Like, basically, log button and log table, kind of. Well, log button's not even interesting either, but log table. Ah, man, do I have to think about all those other things? No, I really don't. No. Just not interested in any of that. Log table. Got a slight interested in log table. And these other parts of it I have an interest in. It's 25. I'm going to pause briefly. I'll be back for maybe another 20 minutes just to finish this off, but I have to deal with something. One moment. Okay, I'm going going to try and get through a bit more of this, basically. Just trying to think about reorganizing things. That stuff's going to have to go into some kind of new... The response parts, there'll be parts of the response that go in. Update matrix has already got a thing. Show controls, it doesn't, that will already exist. Update gadgets, there'll be a new update gadgets, and in fact I will have to restart to rethink it seriously. Work. Get log load pung will come in. Finish draw will be much the same. As will finish resize and clean up pretty much. There's quite a bit of it. Boy oh boy. Let's just snip. And snip. And snip. And actually I'll just take all this. Oh me. You're fine. And I'm going to stick it in here. I'll stick it just under array gadget. No, I won't. I'll stick it just on top of array gadget. Not array viewer, array gadget. Have a little think about how I'm going to make a new thing, and I'll just call it right here a view gadget. And it will have a latest pung, and it'll have these things. There'll be a new. Some stuff. Now, inside array gadget there's a bunch of the stuff I really need. Maybe I'd be better just to move things in there. Latest array, default image name, default array name, pick types, array types. Just looking at all this. Okay. I'm just going to have to chuck this stuff in. Let me look quickly down through this. There's the response parts. Man, and this update gadgets is getting really horrible. And I need to make it better. First off, all the gadgets can go in a gadget zone on everything. So at least they can be shown and hidden. And I suppose I could go a step further. Which is, I suppose, like, because of the way zones work now, I could overlay 2 zones. One's the gadget zone. Well, one is the control zone. And another, which is its... don't know about this actually. I'm just thinking. And as I think about it, I get more confused. But no, I'm thinking that, yeah, I could overlay a couple of zones. One would have the totally common gadgets. One would have the gadgets for the arrays, and one would have gadgets for the images. And that's what I'm going to do. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all this out of here and stick it in there. Oops, that didn't work. You are going in here somewhere. Right in here. And first off, all this belongs with this. I don't need default image name. Pick types I've already got. Latest pung. And just come here. Default image name, default array name, pick types, array types. View menu items. That's another thing, the view menu in the array. I kind of still, in the back of my mind, do want it. It's just not as much of a priority. When I'm trying to pack all these things in, it would mean that when there's an array on screen, there's another option up here. It's not ideal. I could make a save menu when the array, I could make a save menu for when the array is on screen, and it could give options for saving an array or image. I just don't much like packing it in like that. But I suppose I can. So, there are the things for the images, there are the things for the arrays, there are the things for both, and there are the gadgets and the gadgets for the things, etc., etc. I'm going to take these things and get rid of them from there. Yeah, because they're not gadgets. And it's after here, because that's just to do with the transformation. That applies to both things. The path and the G material I feel are the same. Log present flag showing latest flag now. Show controls flag might be needed. That is just going to change, I think. Copy logs flag. Yeah, it's kind of like a... I hate my mouse. Belongs to this kind of... The path. Yeah. Array and array work. Again, gmaterial is just, I think it's common to both pics. Those things are all frame info. Man, I need a frame info for something? I've forgotten what that's for already. What exactly do I use a frame info for? Oh, I must use it for bloody... Well, one way or another I obviously use it. Showing latest again. These two are gone. Show add flag is common to both. View position is to do with the arrays. Show controls, yeah, is common to both. I don't want to make these into two classes of thing because I want you to be able to switch quickly between one or the other. Things common to both. Images and arrays. Things to do with images. Things to do with arrays. Now, I need something else, which is field state int. And I don't think I'm going to make enums for this. I think I'm going to have like empty state and latest image state. And do I want to do it this way? It's like, do I want to divide it between image and empty, image and array? Empty, image and array. Let me concentrate. Or, and then store separately whether or not I'm viewing the latest. Or do I want to just have it in sort of embedded in the state that I'm viewing nothing, the latest image, an array, or the latest array? I think I have to make it image or array because those are the things that are really going to determine certain things. And showing latest to be true or false. So it's going to be empty state, image state, or array state. And the field showing latest will which I don't like much, but I suppose I'll go in here. But there's also I need to have, I usually divide it in gadgets and non-gadgets, so gadgets common to both images and arrays. And then gadgets to do with images and gadgets to do arrays. I could have saved myself a tiny bit of bother there by just putting this here. But anyway, save image, save image. This is where I basically have to come to a decision about I have to come to a decision about whether or not, because save image actually might only be for images. There might be a save menu which is for arrays, and I think that that's what it is. So yeah, save images, save image button is for that. Save array is for that. This does not exist, this does not exist. This and this is common to both. This comes to here. Close, add, well, close and add are common to both. The apply button and that are for the array. Save array is no longer a button either, really. What is really a button? It's not a menu either, it's a field. Save menu. Menued out. Okay, well, this is enough for a video. It hasn't come to a very satisfying conclusion. Basically, I'm just in the midst of merging the array viewer, well, the array gadget and the pung gadget. It's going to be ugly for another while, but I'll just carry on doing it next time.